Hi there, I'm Mrs. Bailey, and today we're going to be reading about Earth Day, which is celebrated on April 22nd. Of course, we should do things to help the Earth every day, but on April 22nd is when the world recognizes Earth Day. And we're going to get started. I'm going to put my cursor down every now and then so you can catch up if you're lost. It says, do you know what Earth Day is? I'm betting you do. It's a day of celebrating our Earth by acknowledging that we humans need to do our part in order to protect our planet for future generations. But when did it begin? Where did it begin? Who started it? How does it really affect you? And what can you do about it? Do you know the answers to these questions? If not, we're going to find out together in this text. In the spring of 1970, Senator and former Governor Gaylord Nelson of Wisconsin created Earth Day as a way to push the issue onto the national agenda. During the years leading up to the first Earth Day, most Americans seemed oblivious to environmental issues and how pollution threatened the health of humans, and in fact, all living organisms. So up until Senator Nelson pushed this onto the national agenda, in other words, he got all Americans to realize it, people didn't know how pollution affected them and how it was affecting the Earth. Motivated by a massive oil spill in California in 1969, Senator Nelson set out to bring attention to water and air pollution across the nation. He and a group of like-minded peers began promoting events across the United States that not only brought attention to the problem, but that also educated people to the different types of pollution and how they affect our Earth. And right here, it's showing a picture of an oil spill on the water. Down here, it's showing the effects of an oil spill, which it kills the animals that live in the water. Groups that had initially been fighting separately against environmental issues such as oil spills, polluting power plants, toxic dumps, freeways, and wildlife extinction pooled forces, and on April 22, 1970, all rallied in support of an environmental movement called Earth Day. In 1990, Earth Day went global, engaging over 200 million people in 141 countries in the effort to save our planet. So in 1990, it became a worldwide event. You may wonder what's so wrong with the Earth that it needs your help. Well, a major issue is global warming. Global warming is when dangerous greenhouse gases trap heat in the atmosphere and warms the planet, causing climate change, or a general change in the weather. This climate change can cause drought, storms, heat waves, melting glaciers, rising sea levels, and warming oceans, all having an impact on humans as well as plants and animals. In fact, many animals will inevitably face extinction if something isn't done, and fast. So, global warming is a contributing factor to climate change. They're not the same thing. And some of the things it says, let's see. The climate change can cause drought, storms, heat waves, melting glaciers, rising sea levels, and warming oceans. How do you think all of those things might affect humans or animals? Well, let's just take one. Let's look at this picture right here. This looks like maybe it's the product of warming oceans and melting glaciers. So if that happens, where would these polar bears live? They survive in these cold, cold climates on this ice. If they don't have a place to live, what will they do? They could die out. Up here, this side is showing a picture of extreme drought. That's long periods without rain. So I'm not going to go too much into that. I want you to think about how that might affect humans or animals. Think about that on your own. Also, I have sheets that go along with these, and I am probably going to put that as a question. So I don't want to give the answers away. But think about how all of these things can affect humans and animals. They can have a profound effect. What causes global warming? The burning of fossil fuels for electricity, heat, and transportation is the largest source of these gas emissions in the United States. This may sound like a big corporation type of problem, but in fact, we are all contributors in some way to global warming. So, what can we all do to help? Down here, fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are non-renewable energy sources such as coal, natural gas, and crude oil. These fuels start from plants and animals that existed millions of years ago, hence the name fossil fuels. So what can we do to help? For starters, we can turn off the lights when we don't need them. When you leave a room, make sure you turn the lights off. Or if there's plenty of natural sunlight, don't turn them on to begin with. By turning off the lights, you're saving energy, which helps reduce harmful gases, therefore helping to protect our planet. That's an easy one. That takes minimal effort. You can do the same with water. Just take shorter showers, and when you're brushing your teeth, make sure you don't leave the water running while brushing. It's very easy to turn a handle off and on, and if it helps our planet, it's our responsibility. So we should use less water, another easy one that we can do. You can also ask your family to walk to nearby places rather than drive, and make sure you turn your computer or device off when finished using it, because they emit those harmful gases as well. And if you go on a walk with your family, say you're walking in the park or on a trail, if you see litter, pick it up. We're going to find out about litter too. How about planting a tree, or anything for that matter, but a tree, yes. That can be a fun activity with the family and at the same time fight against climate change as trees remove carbon dioxide from the air and release oxygen into the atmosphere. So yeah, trees help us breathe. Never litter. The gases that release into the air through decaying waste directly contributes to global warming. Plus, it can kill our wildlife and ocean animals. Many animals will ingest these harmful materials and ultimately die because of human carelessness. And right here we see a picture of this turtle with a plastic bag in its mouth. If that turtle eats that bag, it is very likely it will not pass through him and it will die. Same thing with if we litter out in the wilderness or out our car window. Deer, other animals could come along and eat that. So when you see litter, pick it up. It's not just that. It's the decaying gases that release into the air. So there's a lot of different bad things that go along with littering. If you see trash, pick it up. Then dispose of it properly using the 3 R's. I'm sure you all know of the 3 R's. We have reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce means to use less of something. Reuse, to use something more than once. Recycle, to make something new out of something old. So reduce. I bet we know about these. We just talked about reducing water usage and lights. What about paper? How can we reduce the amount of paper? We can write on both sides, or we can draw pictures on both sides. And over here, rather than bringing a drink bottle or a plastic bottle to school, why don't we use a reusable container and just get water out of the faucet? Down here on reuse, right here, if you have old clothes that don't fit you anymore, give them to your younger siblings or cousins or donate them to charity. If they have holes in them, cut them up and use them as rags to wash your car or to dust with. That's reusing. These plastic bags, they're not the best in the world, but if you happen to have them, try to reuse them a little bit. I take these bags, the ones that I have, and I have a lot of art supplies here at my house. So I put them in the bags and hang them on hangers inside my art closet. That's how I reuse the plastic bags. If you're going grocery shopping, don't use the plastic bag at all. Use these reusable bags right here. Old pill containers, you can sort things in them like beads for your art projects. Newspapers, You can pack them, use them as packing material, or you can wrap gifts in them. There are a lot of ways we can reuse things. Recycle. I am sure that you have a recycling bin at home and in your classroom. I am sure that you also know you can recycle cardboard, paper, this same paper that you can reuse after you've reused it, recycle it. Drink bottles. If you have to drink out of a plastic bottle, at least recycle it. They can make things out of these drink bottles, these plastic drink bottles. They can make, they can make shoes, clothes, all kinds of different things. I can't remember everything that they can make out of the plastic drink bottles, but they can make a lot. Right here, aluminum cans, recycle them. Some things you'll notice belong in two different categories, such as the paper, the drink bottles, but that's okay. You can do a couple of different things with them. Down here, the regular trash can. Those plastic bags need to be thrown away. We saw in the other picture the turtle eating the plastic bag. Those cannot get out into the regular world. So after you've reused them, throw them away. Food. We can't reuse food. We can't really reduce the food. We can't recycle the food. We have to throw it away. Eggs. They usually come in styrofoam cartons. We can't recycle styrofoam, so we need to throw those away. Sometimes if they come in the paper cartons, you can recycle those so long as an egg hasn't broken in it. Right here, the styrofoam containers. This is like an ice chest. We can't recycle styrofoam, so we have to throw it away. There are certain things, such as milk cartons and apple juice or any type of juice box. You can recycle them, but you have to make sure that you clean it out first. So ask your teacher before you recycle at school, because she may not want to deal with that, depending upon the age of the person. But if you rinse it out, then it can be recycled. But that's a ask teacher type of thing. At home, you can certainly rinse those out. At home, there aren't 20 people fighting for the faucet to try to rinse something out. Today, Earth Day is a worldwide event where over 1 billion people celebrate our Earth by working on projects and telling others about the need to protect this great land. Saving our Earth is a huge task, but if each of us do our part, we can make a difference. Start today if you haven't already, and be sure to tell others to do the same so they can make a difference too. So the Earth gives us the things that we need. It gives us food, water, air, shelter. We need to give back to the Earth by helping to keep it stay clean, by picking up litter, by turning off the water, by turning off the lights. We need to do our part to repay what the Earth has done for us. So, and you know what? Before I turn the page, I didn't mention composting, but a lot of schools compost. You may compost at your house as well. That's where you can take fruit and veggie scraps, eggshells, coffee grounds, grass clippings, and you can compost it, and you can use it back in your garden to help grow things. Our school does composting. So I hope you learned a little something in this book. And until next time, I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your week. I challenge you to do something for the Earth today and the rest of the week. Something extra that you didn't do already. Until next time, bye-bye.